Hi guys, welcome to my channel where we talk about everything from tech to films and all the fun stuff in between. In today's video, let's look at the Apple Watch and see if it is the product which you should finally purchase despite it being a pricey accessory just to your iPhone. Yes, just to your iPhone, as it doesn't work on any other phones. Actually, to be precise, it's the iPhone starting from iPhone series 5 and later. First launched in 2015 to a lot of buzz, hype and fanfare, as this was the original product design to come out of Apple's studio since the iPad, which came about 5 years earlier. So it got under the microscope, especially when smartwatches like Pebble were popular as they were cheap to own and had a battery that lasted a week. The Apple Watch was expensive at about £349 for the smaller version in the UK and going all the way up to £18,000 for the gold edition watch. Again, despite the initial criticism it received, the watch was everywhere. From celebs to fashion models to tech gurus, everyone had to post a picture on the social media with their new expensive watch. It even made its runway debut in Paris. I once again was one of the first to jump on board. See, I always wore watches by then, even when watches were kind of becoming a bit obsolete. I still liked wearing them as a personal fashion statement. And I had a collection of mid-range watches. My favorite were the Police and the Armani ones. Now they're just all collecting dust lying in a box since 2015. Yes, I haven't worn even one of them at least even once since I purchased my Apple Watch back in 2015. And yes, honestly, I wore my watch every day since. And now, how you do not leave your house without your smartphone? For me, it is both my iPhone and my Apple Watch. Guys, just before we proceed, please do subscribe to my channel, as this will immensely help a new YouTuber like me. And thanks a lot for all the support you've been showing me until now with all my videos and your comments and your likes. I really thank you from the bottom of my heart. Despite all the negatives or shortcomings of the Apple Watch back when it launched, like the battery life, compatibility, price, etc., it did a few things perfectly right. First, it's the watch faces. Even though how everyone complained about not having a third-party watch face store, myself included back then, I loved the watch faces which Apple made, especially after reading this article on how much they worked on getting this right to point, like installing a tank of jellyfishes and capturing every moment using high-speed cameras, or studying horology for the astronomy-related watch faces. I could understand why Apple wanted to shut out third parties, as the watch faces needed perfect calibration and precision to ensure that it works and it doesn't simply drain the battery. And these watch faces only got better as time went on, and now we have so many options with colors and complication customizations that there are plenty of options to satisfy almost anyone. And if not, you can always make your own by using your own picture from the photo library. If you see, I had a bit of fun with this feature. Next is health and fitness. Simple things like unclosed activity rings or notifications for you to just stand up and move a little are subtle details, but they make such a huge difference in motivating you to stay active. And the heart rate monitor is just pushing it a step further, that even identified irregularities and saved lives. True story, you can actually check this out on the internet. Then those Apple bands or straps. When I initially bought the Apple Watch, I also bought an extra sports band with it, as this probably is the best implementation of band changing mechanism ever, period. I'm going to borrow a quote from a popular tech YouTuber here and say that this band swapping mechanism makes every other watch manufacturer, both big and small, seem like they are frozen in time. And yes, this is absolutely true. Have you ever tried changing a band on a traditional watch? I even recollect taking my watches to traditional watch stores for replacing the bands. Such a simple yet elegant way which Apple came up with, making it super easy and giving you the option of making the Apple Watch truly personal. This really is one of the best features of the Apple Watch. Next up is notifications. The integration with the whole iOS ecosystem is nicely done with the Apple Watch, especially for notifications. With so many of them, the option to just glance them at your wrist without having to reach for your phone was super convenient. And simple touches like closing your watch face with your palm to silent a call was really super useful. Next up is Apple Pay. It was not the first device to have wireless payment option, but it was the first smartwatch to have this. And I still recollect how everyone came up to me and commented how cool that was when I tried to pay with it. I remember this lady behind the counter at Marks and Spencer's. She was so super impressed and she came up to me and said, "Oh, that is so cool. You can do that with your watch." And see, all of that was with the first gen product. We've seen many try to take on the Apple Watch head on, and we know what the outcome was. I guess the true alternative at the moment is probably the Fitbit. Then the Apple Watch kept on improving. The second gen got standalone GPS chip, so you do not have to rely on your iPhone for perfectly mapping that running track or hike, and also made it swim proof so you can go swimming with it. Then the Series 3 added cellular connectivity, giving you the option of making and receiving phone calls. And finally the Series 4, which I have here. This did something truly remarkable. First was the watch reduced the geek factor and increased the style factor by pushing the display to the edges and making thinner bezels. This made it truly attractive to look at and wear. And then the inclusion of electrocardiogram or ECG feature. This really is remarkable to have a medical grade feature in a consumer product for the first time, that too approved by the Medical Association. This truly is one of the first and probably till date the only product to include such kind of a feature. And Apple took this further by adding fall detection as well. So the watch went from a simple add-on accessory to a truly life-saving device. I've seen several YouTubers mention this, and I will join them and say that the gadget of the decade should go to the Apple Watch. A gadget which makes and takes calls, sends messages and doodles or heartbeats, shows notifications, motivates you to exercise or stand or breathe, make sure you find your path back when you go on a trail or a hike or go swimming with you, and also saves lives is literally a true achievement, and Apple deserves credit, especially when it is so due. The only thing left up is beaming you up, right? Well, that's one for the future. And yes, with Series 5, Apple has completed the true definition of a watch by adding the always on display. They just didn't add any always on display. They came up with the best implementation possible for it. By using a new OLED system which refreshes only up to 1 time a second instead of 60 times, saving battery life but giving you that true always on display which shows you the slightly dimmed watch face with complete colors instead of an e-ink display which other smartwatches use. So really, in summary, the Apple Watch Series 5 is the perfect smartwatch. It's a shame that Apple Watch doesn't work for Android devices. But for all you iPhone users, the Series 5 is the perfect time to get an Apple Watch if you never owned one. The watch now is so much more than a smartwatch which just shows notifications and makes calls. It is truly a remarkable product and is my choice for the gadget of the decade. So those are my thoughts about the Apple Watch right from the first gen to the latest Series 5. Please feel free to leave your comments down below and let me know what your thoughts are and also what is your gadget of the decade. And if you like my video, please drop a like to let me know, and please do subscribe as it means a lot for a new YouTuber like me. And as always, thanks a lot for staying until the end. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.